Hello everybody, my name is Tired Typos. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I know I did. This week I'm going to try to put out videos every weekday and maybe one on the weekend if I can. I don't know. I have finals this week and I think next week, so I'm not sure how my upload schedule will look, but I'm going to try to get out at least 4 videos. That's my goal. 4 videos for the week. Hopefully it'll be 5, maybe 6, but you never know. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy the video. Today we're looking at some entitled parents again because that video got more views than any of the other ones. So I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful day and peace. Our first post today was made by u/undoubtedlyvapid. Its title is EM wanted me fired for not giving more attention to her kid. At my place of work, I come across entitled kids and parents 5 days a week. I work at a kids cafe. Think mini indoor playground with a coffee kiosk. 1 hour before closing, 3 kids come into play. 2 friends and an entitled kid. Because of COVID, parents have to take their drinks outside and watch through the window. We have a ball pit and the kids wanted to play dodgeball. 2 kids and I started threw balls at entitled kid because he demanded so. He decided to throw hard plastic toys at us. After telling the kid not to do that 5 times, I went to the manager to explain what the entitled kid was doing and asked her to help him stop. Manager goes to the entitled kid, tells him to clean up in his mess and stop misbehaving. In no way did she raise her voice or yell. Her tone was more like a disappointed mom. We suddenly hear loud banging coming from the window. We see entitled mom making her way inside. The manager immediately goes over and says something like, "Oh, ma'am, not to worry. Entitled kid is better now." And interrupts. "What do you think you're doing scolding my child, making him feel bad? You have some nerve." Manager: "What? That didn't happen. Your child was misbehaving. I simply asked him not to do that and clean up his mess." Manager goes on to explain in detail the entitled kid's behavior. EM: "You have no right to comment whether you deem his behavior appropriate or not. I saw everything and it's your employee's fault my son behaved that way." Manager asked the mom to wait. I was playing with the other 2 kids when the manager approached. She asked me to tell EM what happened. I walk over to see a super thin lady decked out from head to toe in luxury clothing blends, gold jewelry, fur coat, and black sunglasses. It was 7:30 p.m. I started, "Hi, ma'am, your son." EM: "Entitled kid, where are you? Come here." He walks over, afraid he's in trouble. EM pulls him for a hug, kisses him on the forehead multiple times as she pats his head repeatedly, and asks if he's okay in the most obnoxious baby voice. Completely ignores my existence and shouts at the manager, "My son only acts out because he isn't getting enough attention. Your employee was playing with the 2 kids more than my son. My son came alone. These kids have each other. Your employee should have focused only on my son." I chimed in with a, "You have to pay extra if you want exclusive playtime." EM ignores me and continued to shout at the manager, "I am a VIP member. My son deserves special treatment. You don't greet me accordingly when I come here. You should greet me by name and title. You have no manners and will need to apologize or I will call corporate. No, actually give me your employee's name. I will call first thing tomorrow morning and have her fired." I was still standing there, in awe, speechless. The manager apologized profusely. EM and entitled kid leave. I've been looking for a new job since. No luck yet. This still came back to once a month, but luckily I'm not around to deal with entitled kid. That story kind of sucks because, I mean, you lost your job over it. I mean, maybe they left. I think maybe she left. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they lost their job over something that wasn't their fault. I think that if someone gets a corporate number, your job is most likely done. Unless you're in like a high position, your job is done because corporate people don't want to deal with public people because they just think any bad publicity is just gonna end their careers. Like one bad mouthing mom is gonna end their careers when in reality it's not. And even if it's not the employee's fault, they still make it out to be the employee's fault, and then that just screws over employees. So just don't be mean to employees. They did nothing wrong. Let them hear out what they have to say. Man, just don't do this. Entitled parents, just be better, honestly. Next post. Our second post today was made by u/Timber05. Its title is, Am I Wrong for Thinking This Way? I'm 16 years old and I don't have a job, but I would like to rant about my mom because she's literally disgusting, personality and attitude-wise. My mother thinks she's entitled to read my messages with my friends, and that's what was initially got my first phone smashed in 2020. I can't have a message conversation with any of my friends without being scared that she'll read it. She thinks she's entitled to my phone, and in general, yes, she pays for it, but if you're going to give your teenage daughter another phone, give her some frickin' privacy. There are some things I don't want her reading because of my own business. Like, even if I'm allowed on the phone with one of my friends, she has to know what friend it is. Another thing, she's allowed to go searching in my room and bathroom anytime she wants because it's her house, her rules. You just get to stay here rent free. That's like saying a landlord is entitled to enter the renter's apartment anytime they wish, and I know for a fact that's not how it works. Whenever she's asking me a question that I don't want to answer, because I know for a fact that if I answer her, I'll end up screaming at her because how much she pisses me off on a daily basis, it usually bottled up feelings that are ready to explode. She will start screaming at me, saying, "When I ask you a question, I expect an answer." Am I seriously the only one who is crazy for not respecting this stupid biatch of my mother? So there's two ways that you could think about this. There is the normal way or the other way. The normal way of looking at I guess not normal, but the adult way of looking at this is yes, she's allowed to do that. While it may not be the most morally correct thing for her to do, she's definitely allowed to. She pays for the phone because you don't have a job. She pays for the house because you don't have a job. The room is a little bit different. I mean, room, I guess she is allowed to search. I mean, there's nothing in the law against it, so it's not like she's going against the law. Even though you compared it to a renter, which I'm pretty sure is against the law for a landlord to go through a renter's apartment, but unless they have probable cause, of course. But I think that your mom, while she's just probably just wants to make sure you're not doing anything bad, I guess. Like she probably has pure intentions, and she's just going about it the wrong way. Like maybe you should just talk to her about it. Have you had a sit down conversation with her about it? Because I'm sure that if you did, that she would probably see things differently. Maybe if you sat down with her and explained to her why you think she shouldn't do that and give like good reasons, maybe she would lighten off a bit. I mean that's just my suggestion. This post was made by u/Jace of Spades 64. My truck's parents rules. So this is a longer post, so forgive me for the longevity of this clip. Now, I, 22MD, would like to preface this with this isn't my parents. This is my female roommate's FRM, 19, from before we lived together. Story, back before me and my roommates all lived together, we worked together, and only FRM had a car, but it was a truck. It was a two-seater with enough room for a third person to sit sideways in the back. Our male roommate would usually sit back there while FRM drove and I sat in the passenger seat. Typically, our job was about a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back. Our job had us getting off at 10 p.m. to midnight most nights, so usually I would lean back in my seat with permission from MRM and take a nap both ways. One day, I leaned the seat back like I typically would on the way home from work. She dropped MRM off first and me off second like she normally would, and I forgot to put the seat back all the way. You would think it wasn't an issue, but FRM's mom, let's call her Karen for the sake of the story, needed to borrow FRM's truck to pick something up. Now at the time, the truck was still under her parents' name, so her parents still had ruled around the truck. Understandable, but Karen was enraged when she saw the passenger seat lean back. As FRM tells me, Karen came back inside and started screaming at FRM, accusing her of sleeping with MRM with me in the truck, calling her all kinds of slurs, including where, and screaming at her. FRM tried to explain that I would sleep on the way back from home, and since it took so long to get home, that we wouldn't get off until 10 or 11 most nights. Karen didn't seem to care and took FRM's keys and refused to let her use the truck for the rest of the week. Thankfully, we were off the last 2 days, so that didn't affect any of our jobs. When I first saw FRM the next time we had work, she was very upset. Her mom had to continue calling her names and berated her throughout the weekend, including sending ugly and vulgar texts to her, calling her a sleut, and saying she sleeps with every man she meets. This girl was still a virgin at the time. She had to beg her mom to be able to use her truck and go to work, only to be able to convince her to use it because it would not just affect FRM, but me and MRM as well. All over me accidentally forgetting to put the seat up one night after work. TLDR, I leaned back in the seat in my FRM's truck to sleep, and I forgot to pick it back up, and FRM had her truck taken away for the rest of the week for it, and salute-shamed even though she was a virgin. If you guys like this, I have more way worse stories about Karen. 20 upvotes, and I'll post more stories for not just Karen, but the other ones that are bad, if not worse. Well, it's got 195 upvotes, so I think you're going to have to post more of those stories, bro. Anyways, this post is just, wow, that sucks. Imagine, also, I just have one question. Why would she sleep with a dude with another one in the truck? That just doesn't make sense. With him in the truck. Apparently that's what her mom thought, because that's what it says in the post, so I'm just going to assume that's what her mom thought. That's just weird. Why would she do that? What is wrong with this mother? What is wrong with you? Why would she think that? I mean, maybe she would have thought that she had dropped off the one dude and then did it with the other dude when she was alone with him, but she thinks that they did it while the other dude was in the truck. That is just all kinds of flawed. What is wrong with you? This mom is crazy, bro. And yeah, I get that it's probably still in the parent's name because maybe she can't afford it all the way or something like that. But I don't know. This mom just seems crazy. Next post. Our second to last post was made by you/Kitchen Interaction 12. This is a real story. The screenshots are here. I finally stood up to my mother. She has sucked the joy out of everything and everyone for my whole life. I escaped her hell by meeting and falling in love with someone who turned out to be very successful, and he helped me floor my own success. She hates this, and now she's in a nursing home after a drug abuse induced medical injury. She's trying to act like she's the victim. The family has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on her over the years as she keeps having emergencies and guilt trips us into fixing her messes. I've had enough, and she finally says what I've been needing to say my whole life. In case the link doesn't work, the text I sent her reads, "You had the audacity to bring me into this world and keep me as your little pet for your own sake because you were lonely. Utter filth and shame was my entire existence until November 2nd, 2021, when I met Johannes. Growing up, you pumped me full of medicine because you couldn't handle dealing with the normal behaviors of a growing child and let people label me as a bad child because I had no guidance or structure of any kind. You then gave me away and put me in foster care system where I was raped and had literally everything I cared about stolen from me. They would steal the money out of my birthday cards. I grew up thinking I was a problem. I hated myself because I truly believed I was a bad person. I blamed myself for my miserable existence. I nearly ate myself to death as a result, and now I know it wasn't my fault. What makes you think of an ounce of me even wants to claim you? I'm done with doing things for your sake. I will still be your son and always love you just as much as I did before the situation, but I'm done with helping you. Your debt to me is greater than any amount of money could cover. You're going to sit there in that meeting alone and feel the same shame that I did when nobody claimed me, and then you're going to go home and get your life together. Then we'll talk." This one's just sad, ma'am. Ma'am. I don't know why I said ma'am. Man, I personally have had bitter experiences with parents, but even after reading these texts, when the mom denies it, because the link was working before and it's not working anymore, but I've had bitter experiences with parents, and this just crosses a whole new line, man. This mom, even until the end, up until the end, the mom was denying it and, like, making the OP, trying to get the OP to do what she wanted, up until, like, the very end where she probably fakely, like, gives up. She just gives up and gives into the OP, basically. This story is just sad, man. Especially if some of the things that OP has gone through, this post just sucks. I hope that OP has a good life and probably gets some better parental guidance. Next post. This post was made by you/hardcore spatula, entitled "Mother at a Store." I was walking home from work a couple weeks ago, and I have a terminal case of being extremely white. It was like 10 degrees or less, and I was in shorts. I'm sorry. So I walked to the super tiny store on my way home. I don't personally know the owners, but I'm friendly with them. I don't think the owners are native. Again, they said nave. This is from my last recording, and I found this really funny. I think they meant native English speakers because they speak English with a heavy South American accent and normally don't speak English. So I get to the store and immediately go to the drink section and grab a red Gatorade and walk around to the cash register manned by the owner's wife with the owner right next to her, and they were scanning the items of an older lady and a young child next to her. I wasn't really listening to what they were saying. I can't remember if I was listening to Ice Nine Kills or Careless Whisper. The older lady gestures past me at the baking section and notices my shorts and gives me a weird look. I get it. I would look weirdly at myself too. The owner walks around the cash register and past me. At this point, I take out one of my earbuds and hear the mouths coming out of the older lady's mouth. She was saying things like, "Can we hurry this up? I don't want to stay here catching the coronavirus." And, "You people are good for nothing. Can't even do your job." And I might add that she had a lot of things. Like, this is a tiny store and she's treating it like a Target on Black Friday. And the kid is begging his mom for a Tic Tac the whole time, and she responds with the usual, "Later," or "Not right now, honey." I notice the owner coming back at the security cameras because the feeds are being played right above the cash register. So I move out of the way. He's carrying a mid-sized bottle of lemon juice and asked if this is what she wanted, and she said, "No, I asked for a big bottle, and while you're back there, get me a big bottle of lemon juice." I don't know how to explain the It's like she ended the word with if that makes sense. I guess OP. I guess it makes sense. The owner started walking back, and I asked him if he needed any help. He said he didn't, so I left the conversation. Not much happened, aside from some snide comments there, and after like 10 minutes, the owner finished scanning her items, and she left. But not after. "I can't believe people in this store, including you, dumbass with the shorts." And just like that, she was gone. I started laughing because it was so absurd. I got my items scanned, paid for my stuff, and walked home. I haven't seen her since. Hope I don't. People like that are just weird. I don't understand people. This does not sound like an entitled mother, though. This is definitely not a good person, considering she called you a dumbass in shorts, which kind of you are because you're wearing shorts in 10-degree weather. As a white person, you are wearing shorts in 10-degree weather. That is weird. In 10-degree weather, I don't go outside unless I necessarily have to, and even if I do, I'm in like 3 layers of pants and shirts, and with like a jacket or two on, because that's cold. Like that is Eskimo weather right there. I don't understand how people are wearing shorts in 10-degree weather unless you live somewhere that's cold. Like if you live in like Canada. Anyways, yeah, I don't understand. Really isn't an entitled parent, more just like a bad person, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Hope you all have a good day. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope today's was a longer one. I don't really know. I haven't finished editing it, but from my audio clips, it looks like it's going to be a longer one than my past videos. So I hope you all enjoyed. Today's video was not very hard to make because of all the great posts over at r/entitled parents. Please go check out their Reddit. Check out my other videos if you want. Leave some Reddit suggestions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and always remember to stay thrifty. See you next time.